Did you know that the very foods you trust could be quietly harming your health? It's shocking, isn't it? We often think of healthy eating as choosing the right balance of nutrients, but hidden toxins lurking in everyday foods can turn even the most wholesome meals into silent threats. These invisible invaders, from chemicals in packaging to residues on produce, don't just disrupt your well being, they could be setting you up for long term health issues like cancer, hormonal imbalances, and immune dysfunction. But here's the kicker: you have the power to change that. By uncovering these hidden dangers and learning how to avoid them, you can take control of your health, one informed choice at a time. Ready to dive into the secrets the food industry doesn't want you to know? Definition of toxins. Toxins. Just hearing the word might make you think of danger, but what are they really? Think of toxins as sneaky substances, both natural and man made, that infiltrate the body and throw it off balance. They can come from food, the air, or even everyday objects. Over time, they might lead to serious conditions like autoimmune disorders or even cancer. This isn't just theory, it's reality, and understanding it is the first step toward protecting your health. The world is full of natural toxins. For example, certain plants release chemicals to deter predators, and some fungi create mycotoxins to ward off competitors. But nature isn't always the villain. Human activity has introduced an array of synthetic toxins, from pesticides in crops to preservatives in processed food. Ever wondered why natural or organic foods are such a buzz? It's partly because people are trying to escape these invisible invaders. The tricky part is that toxins don't make their presence known immediately. They're stealthy, often building up in the body over time. Imagine a jar filling drop by drop. It doesn't seem like much at first, but one day it overflows. That's how toxins work, quietly setting the stage for health issues like inflammation or hormone imbalances. This is why detoxifying isn't a one-time thing, it's a lifestyle. Now you might think, how can something so small have such a big impact? Consider lead, a well-known toxin. In small doses, it can impair brain function, especially in children. Or take arsenic, naturally found in foods like rice, which we'll dive into later. These tiny doses add up, especially if you're not paying attention to what's on your plate or in your environment. Even the foods we consume daily can be culprits. Take fast food. Delicious, yes, but often a source of chemicals designed to enhance taste or prolong shelf life. These compounds, while seemingly harmless in small quantities, can build up over time. This makes it critical to question what's really in the foods we eat. Checking labels and opting for whole, unprocessed foods is a great starting point. There's a misconception that avoiding toxins is impossible, but that's not entirely true. Small, intentional steps make a world of difference. For example, drinking filtered water instead of bottled water can reduce your exposure to microplastics. Choosing organic produce over conventionally grown options minimizes pesticide intake. These changes might seem minor, but they compound over time for major health benefits. What about everyday habits? Are they helping or hurting? Take non-stick cookware. Convenient? Absolutely, but some contain chemicals that leach into your food at high temperatures. Switching to cast iron or stainless steel can make a big difference in your health journey. The same goes for avoiding single-use plastics, which often contain harmful substances like BPA. Understanding toxins isn't just about fear, it's about empowerment. When you know what to look for, you're better equipped to make choices that enhance your well-being. Think of it as a roadmap to a healthier, toxin-free life. And speaking of choices, let's uncover one of the most persistent threats lurking in everyday items: PFAS, the so-called forever chemicals. PFAS, forever chemicals. PFAS, an acronym you might not recognize, but these forever chemicals are likely closer to your life than you'd imagine. Found in everyday items like fast food wrappers, microwave popcorn bags, and even non-stick cookware, PFAS are designed to resist heat, grease, and water. Sounds convenient, right? But the downside is chilling. These chemicals don't break down, either in the environment or in your body, posing long-term health risks. Imagine enjoying a bucket of greasy fries. While you savor the taste, the paper it's served in might be quietly transferring PFS into your food. It's not just fast food. Many prepackaged convenience foods use materials coated with these chemicals for durability. Over time, their accumulation in your system can lead to immune dysfunction, hormonal imbalances, and a higher risk of cancers. One of the most concerning aspects of PFS is their persistence. These chemicals remain intact for decades, earning their nickname forever chemicals. Once they enter your body, they don't just vanish. Instead, they settle into your tissues, slowly interfering with essential processes. It's like having an unwelcome guest that never leaves, constantly causing harm. Take non-stick pans, for example. They've revolutionized cooking, making cleanup a breeze. But did you know that at high temperatures, they can release PFS into your food? This is why switching to alternatives like cast iron or ceramic-coated cookware can drastically reduce your exposure. Small changes like these can have a big impact on your overall health. The health effects of PFS are wide-ranging and deeply concerning. Studies have linked them to liver damage, thyroid disease, and even developmental issues in children. Pregnant women, in particular, should be cautious, as these chemicals can cross the placenta and affect the developing fetus. Avoiding PFS isn't just about personal health, it's about protecting future generations. Even your water supply isn't safe. PFAS contamination has been found in tap water across the globe. Investing in a good quality water filter, specifically one designed to remove PFAS, is a proactive step you can take today. It's a small investment for a significant health return, especially considering the critical role water plays in our lives. But how do you identify PFS in products? Unfortunately, they're rarely listed by name. However, terms like stain-resistant, waterproof, or non-stick can be red flags. Reading labels and researching brands committed to safer alternatives is key. Many companies are now offering PFAS-free options, making it easier than ever to make better choices. The battle against PFS is ongoing, but awareness is the first weapon. By learning about these chemicals and their risks, you're already ahead of the curve. And this journey into understanding toxins doesn't stop here. Let's explore another silent danger that's been lurking in our environment and food for centuries: arsenic. Arsenic, a name that evokes mystery and danger. Often associated with old tales of poisonings, it's actually a naturally occurring element found in the Earth's crust. Surprisingly, it also sneaks into our food and water supply, sometimes in amounts that can harm our health. From rice to seafood, arsenic exposure has become an everyday concern, making awareness and action essential. You might wonder how something natural can be harmful. Well, arsenic exists in two forms: organic, found in seafood, and inorganic, found in water and soil. The inorganic form is the real troublemaker, often contaminating drinking water and crops like rice. It's a silent invader, building up in your body over time and increasing the risk of chronic illnesses. Rice is a prime example of arsenic's pervasive nature. As rice plants grow, they absorb arsenic from water and soil more readily than other crops. This is why experts recommend rinsing rice thoroughly before cooking or even soaking it overnight. Cooking rice in a higher water-to-rice ratio and draining the excess water can also significantly reduce arsenic levels. Seafood, particularly shellfish, is another source of arsenic. While the organic form is less harmful, consuming it in large quantities can still pose risks. For seafood lovers, diversifying your diet with other protein sources like legumes or poultry can help minimize exposure without sacrificing variety or taste. Balance is the key to safety. Long-term arsenic exposure is no small matter. It can lead to changes in skin pigmentation, an increased risk of heart disease, and even cancer. Imagine unknowingly ingesting tiny amounts daily, only to face severe consequences years down the line. This isn't a scenario anyone wants, but it's preventable with informed choices. Water is a significant source of arsenic exposure, especially in regions with naturally high levels in groundwater. investing in a reliable water filter designed to remove heavy metals, including arsenic, is a practical step. Such filters not only improve your drinking water, but also give you peace of mind about what you're putting into your body. Processed foods can also harbor arsenic, particularly baby foods made from rice. Parents should look for brands that test for arsenic levels or consider alternatives like oatmeal based baby food. Small changes like these can make a big difference, especially for young children who are more vulnerable to toxins. Arsenic's presence in everyday life serves as a wake up call to examine what we consume more closely. While it's impossible to avoid all exposure, reducing it is within our control. Speaking of control, let's shift our focus to another harmful element that's persisted in our food chain despite its known dangers: lead. Lead. Lead, a toxin that has haunted humanity for centuries. From ancient plumbing systems to modern industrial waste, its presence has been both widespread and dangerous. Today, it remains a persistent threat, lurking in foods, water, and even baby products. What makes lead particularly insidious is its ability to accumulate in the body, causing harm over time. It's a silent saboteur of health. You might be surprised to learn that processed foods are one of the most common sources of lead. Items like canned goods and some baby foods can carry traces of this heavy metal due to contamination during processing or packaging. For instance, lead-based solder in cans was once a major issue, and although largely phased out, risks still remain in imported or poorly regulated products. Children are especially vulnerable to lead exposure. Their growing bodies absorb lead more readily, and even small amounts can impair brain development, leading to learning difficulties and behavioral issues. Imagine the heartbreak of realizing something as simple as baby food might be harming a child. To minimize this risk, parents should prioritize brands with rigorous testing for contaminants. Lead doesn't only come from food, it can also seep into your life through contaminated water. Old lead pipes, still present in many older homes and cities, are a major culprit. Using a water filter certified to remove lead is a practical step to protect your family. It's an investment that pays dividends in health and peace of mind. The dangers of lead extend beyond children. Adults exposed to high levels can suffer from severe conditions like anemia, kidney damage, and even dementia. Take, for example, the alarming cases of workers in certain industries who experience lead poisoning due to inadequate safety measures. This isn't just about prevention, it's about accountability. Even everyday hobbies can pose risks. Gardening in soil contaminated with lead or using lead-based glazes in pottery can result in exposure. If you're a gardener, testing your soil for heavy metals is a smart move, especially if you grow your own food. And if you're into crafts, look for non-toxic alternatives to traditional materials. The good news is that there are steps you can take to minimize lead exposure in your food. Opt for fresh, whole foods over processed options whenever possible. Wash fruits and vegetables thoroughly to remove residues from soil or water. And don't overlook the importance of balanced nutrition. Diets rich in calcium, iron, and vitamin C can help reduce lead absorption in the body. Lead serves as a stark reminder that vigilance is key to protecting our health. It's not just about avoiding known dangers, but also staying informed about hidden threats. Speaking of hidden threats, let's uncover another toxic culprit that sneaks into our meals through the way we cook: heterocyclic amines, HCAs. Heterocyclic amines, HCAs. Heterocyclic amines, or HCAs, are a little-known danger hiding in something many of us love: grilled and fried meats. They form when meats are cooked at high temperatures, like when you're searing a steak or grilling a burger. While the aroma might make your mouth water, the process creates compounds that have been linked to increased risks of colon, breast, and prostate cancers. It's a reminder that not everything that tastes amazing is good for you. Picture a summer barbecue, a joyful gathering around a grill. The sizzling meat is the star, but it's also a breeding ground for HCAs. The high heat needed to char meat alters its chemical structure, forming these harmful compounds. While it's unrealistic to avoid grilled meat entirely, you can take steps to reduce the risks, like marinating the meat beforehand. Studies show that marinades with vinegar, lemon juice, or garlic can significantly decrease HCA formation. Cooking methods play a critical role in minimizing HCAs. High temperature grilling and frying are the main culprits, so opting for gentler methods like steaming, boiling, or baking can make a big difference. Think of it this way: a flavorful stew cooked low and slow not only reduces HCAs, but also locks in nutrients. It's a win-win for both your health and taste buds. Another trick is to flip your meat frequently when cooking at high temperatures. Frequent turning can prevent prolonged exposure to extreme heat on one side, thereby reducing HCA formation. Simple changes like these don't require sacrificing flavor or convenience, just a little extra care in your cooking process. It's not just about how you cook, but what you cook. Lean cuts of meat produce fewer HCAs than fattier cuts because fat dripping onto heat sources creates smoke that transfers additional toxins onto the meat. So, choosing leaner cuts or trimming excess fat before cooking is another effective strategy. Every small adjustment adds up to better health outcomes. Vegetables are a fantastic alternative to high-heat cooked meats. Not only do they lack HCAs, but grilling them also brings out a natural sweetness and depth of flavor. Portobello mushrooms, zucchini, and bell peppers are great options to throw on the grill alongside your proteins. This not only reduces HCAs, but adds variety and nutrients to your meals. For those who love the smoky flavor of grilled foods, there's hope. Using indirect heat methods or pre-cooking meats in the oven before finishing them on the grill can lower HCA levels. Investing in a meat thermometer is also a smart move to avoid overcooking, which further exacerbates the issue. It's about finding that balance between enjoying your food and safeguarding your health. HCAs are a testament to how small choices in food preparation can have significant health impacts. They remind us that being mindful about our meals doesn't have to mean giving up the things we enjoy. And as we explore how our food and environment impact us, let's shift our focus to a toxin with an even broader reach: glyphosate. Glyphosate, Roundup. Glyphosate, commonly known as the active ingredient in Roundup, is one of the most widely used pesticides in the world. On the surface, it seems like a modern agricultural miracle, keeping weeds at bay and boosting crop yields. However, beneath its utility lies a series of health concerns that demand our attention. From disrupting gut health to being linked to cancer, glyphosate's reach extends far beyond the fields it was meant to protect. One of the most troubling aspects of glyphosate is its impact on the gut microbiome. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria that play a crucial role in digestion, immunity, and even mental health. Glyphosate acts as an antibiotic, killing not just weeds, but also beneficial gut bacteria. Imagine trying to maintain a thriving garden while a hidden pest wipes out the good plants. It's a recipe for imbalance. Glyphosate contamination isn't confined to farms. Residues of this pesticide have been found in everyday foods like cereals, bread, and even baby formula. The very staples of our diet are often tainted, leaving consumers unknowingly exposed. A practical step to reduce glyphosate intake is to choose organic products, as organic farming strictly limits pesticide use. The dangers don't stop with food. Glyphosate exposure has been linked to an increased risk of developing non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and other cancers. Legal cases around the globe have highlighted the harm this chemical can cause, bringing attention to its widespread use. For individuals, avoiding glyphosate isn't just about food, it's about making informed choices across the board, from the cleaning products you use to the fertilizers in your garden. How does glyphosate find its way into your kitchen? It often comes through processed foods made from crops like corn, soy, and wheat, staples in many diets. Reducing your reliance on these products or choosing ones labeled glyphosate-free can make a noticeable difference. Consider exploring local farmers' markets for fresh produce. Not only does this support small-scale agriculture, but it also often results in healthier, toxin-free options. Glyphosate's reach extends into the broader environment. It doesn't just disappear after application, it lingers in soil, water, and even the air we breathe. This persistence creates a cycle of exposure that's hard to break, but small actions like supporting regenerative agriculture can help mitigate its impact. Every choice we make contributes to either perpetuating or disrupting this cycle. Preventing glyphosate exposure starts with awareness. Reading labels, asking questions about food sources, and even growing your own produce are practical ways to minimize risk. Urban gardening or balcony planting is a growing trend that not only brings fresh, safe food to your table, but also reconnects you with the process of nurturing what you eat. The glyphosate conversation is about more than just individual health. It's about the collective impact of our choices. Reducing dependency on harmful pesticides is a step toward a healthier planet and future generations. Speaking of harmful substances that can stealthily find their way into our diets, let's now examine the risks posed by mycotoxins. Mycotoxins. Mycotoxins, just the sound of the word, might send shivers down your spine. These toxic compounds are produced by certain molds that thrive on improperly stored grains, nuts, and even coffee beans. What makes them particularly dangerous is their invisibility. You can't see, taste, or smell them, yet their effects on health can be devastating. From liver damage to immune suppression and even cancer, mycotoxins are a silent threat in many of our favorite foods. Consider your morning cup of coffee. Most people start their day with this comforting ritual, but few realize that improperly stored coffee beans can harbor mycotoxins. Choosing high-quality, well-sourced coffee brands is a simple way to ensure your daily brew is free from these hidden dangers. Organic and specialty roasters often conduct rigorous testing to avoid contamination. Grains and nuts are another common source of mycotoxins. For instance, peanuts stored in warm, humid conditions are highly susceptible to mold growth, leading to the production of aflatoxins, a particularly harmful type of mycotoxin. To minimize risk, store these items in airtight containers in a cool, dry place. Better yet, opt for reputable brands that test their products for contamination. The impact of mycotoxins on the liver is especially concerning. These toxins can impair liver function over time, leading to long-term health complications. Think of the liver as your body's detox powerhouse. It processes everything you consume. When it's overwhelmed by harmful substances, the consequences ripple through your entire system. This is why minimizing mycotoxin exposure is so critical. Even the immune system isn't spared. Mycotoxins can weaken your body's natural defenses, making you more susceptible to infections and illnesses. Imagine trying to fight off a cold when your immune system is already compromised. It's a battle you're likely to lose. This is why including foods rich in antioxidants like berries and leafy greens can help counteract the effects of mycotoxins and support overall immunity. One might think, why not just cook the food to kill the mold? Unfortunately, mycotoxins are highly heat resistant. Simply baking, boiling, or frying won't eliminate them. This makes prevention the most effective strategy. Inspect your pantry regularly and discard any items that look or smell off. Prevention is always easier than dealing with the fallout of exposure. Shopping from reliable sources is another crucial step. Local farmers markets or brands that prioritize safety and transparency can be your allies in avoiding mycotoxins. Look for certifications or labels that indicate rigorous testing, especially when buying grains, nuts, or coffee. A little research goes a long way in protecting your health. Mycotoxins serve as a stark reminder that what we don't see can hurt us. Being mindful of food storage, sourcing, and preparation is not just about avoiding illness. It's about taking control of your health. Speaking of taking control, let's explore another toxin that affects our daily lives through an unexpected source: bisphenol A, BPA. Bisphenol A, BPA. Bisphenol A, or BPA, is a chemical that has quietly worked its way into countless everyday items, from plastic bottles to food packaging. Designed to make plastics durable and lightweight, it seems like a modern convenience until you realize the hidden costs. BPA can leach into food and drinks, especially when containers are heated or scratched, leading to significant health concerns. Hormonal disruptions, obesity, and reproductive issues are just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine sipping water from a plastic bottle left in the sun. Harmless? Not quite. Heat accelerates the release of BPA into the liquid, which you then unknowingly consume. A practical alternative? Opt for stainless steel or glass bottles. They're not only safer, but also more sustainable, making them a win-win for you and the environment. Food packaging is another major source of BPA exposure. Canned goods, in particular, often have a lining that contains BPA to prevent corrosion. Unfortunately, this protective measure comes at a cost to your health. Choosing fresh or frozen foods over canned options can significantly reduce your exposure. When canned goods are unavoidable, look for brands labeled BPA free. One of BPA's most alarming effects is its ability to mimic estrogen, a crucial hormone in the body. This disruption can lead to a cascade of problems, from infertility to an increased risk of certain cancers. Think about the long-term impact on future generations. It's not just an individual issue, but a societal one. Small changes like avoiding microwaving food in plastic containers can go a long way in reducing exposure. Children are particularly vulnerable to BPA. Their developing bodies are more sensitive to hormonal changes, making it critical to monitor the materials used for baby bottles, sippy cups, and toys. Thankfully, BPA-free alternatives are widely available. Investing in these products isn't just about peace of mind, it's an act of care for the next generation. Even receipt paper is a surprising source of BPA. Handling these papers regularly, such as when shopping or working in retail, can lead to absorption through the skin. To minimize this risk, opt for digital receipts whenever possible. Not only is this safer, but it also helps reduce paper waste, a small but meaningful contribution to the planet. BPA's connection to obesity is another concern worth noting. Research suggests that BPA can alter how the body stores fat, making it harder to maintain a healthy weight. While this might sound overwhelming, the solution is empowering. Focus on eating whole, unprocessed foods and avoiding BPA-laden packaging. It's another reminder of how what you eat and how you store it go hand in hand. Awareness is your best defense against BPA. By understanding its sources and effects, you can make informed choices that protect your health and that of your loved ones. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. And as we bring this exploration of hidden toxins to a close, there's one more step to tie everything together: taking action and committing to a healthier, toxin-conscious lifestyle. Now that you've uncovered the shocking truths about hidden toxins in everyday foods, what steps will you take to protect your health? Small changes like choosing organic produce or switching to BPA-free containers can make a huge difference. The power to live toxin-free is in your hands, so why not start today? Share your plans in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because this journey to better health is just getting started.